back at home, just in case. Just not getting his second eBay up and science facility on the way as well, control target. And so we are going to be seeing some science vessels out there fairly soon, most likely with irradiates. A lot of lurkers on the opposite side for HiyA, and I think his hives is going to be trying to work on getting those defilers out there as quick as possible. Zerglings, lurkers, and defilers is going to work maybe on lair tech units with defiler support. And I've seen that used against Terrans very effectively, just as long as you keep your bases alive and try to get them out. Tanks out there as well, finally, for HiyA, so he's going to need that to support, especially once those defilers get out there. They become a very critical factor against those. And he's probably going to want to get some firebats out there going as soon as this goes away. This is actually a game that could develop into a fairly long, macro-intensive game, but this could also be a game that just completely stays in the mid-game the entire time, because we are going to be seeing HiyA stay on these two bases for a while. He's going to want to expand towards the 4 o'clock soon enough. Once he starts getting his science vessels out there, he's going to want to move out there. Has a couple of tanks to support him now, but he's going to want to pick up the 4 o'clock base. It's going to be hard to hold if he gets full run by defilers, but because by the time he tries to get the base up, he might even be facing defilers with consume already at that point, so he's going to be a little bit of trouble. Does have armor and weapons 1 upgrades. His opponent's only with Carapace 1, or Carapace 2, just as I say that. So, you know, not kind of, well, somewhat even Steven there, I guess. A lot of lurkers out there for HiyA, though, so yeah, HiyA only needs to make one mistake, one silly mistake. A lot of lurkers over the place, near ramps, just waiting for forces to run up and get damaged. A lot of zerglings out there as well, and also he's going to be working on getting the upper right-hand position, that double gas, such a critical thing for Zerg to get, and he's going to be able to safely work all the way up to ultras just with lurkers and zerglings out there and defilers. And once those ultras get up there with upgrades, get really high going, it's going to be really, really trouble for HiyA with the way he is right now. Only 2 bases. He is going to be pushing out a little bit across the middle with siege tanks, just forcing those lurkers back. With science support, definitely a big factor at this point, but I do think HiyA is still going to be able to hold him back what he has. Already working on his defilers. Still has a lot of forces coming in close with his zerglings, picking off 2 of the tanks. Oh, man, HiyA loses a few of his marines as well. He's going to be able to protect at least 1 of the tanks, but losing 2 tanks carelessly, that's a big loss. Still all lurkers there at the front. They're going to be able to hold. Even with that tank in there, just going to be able to back up slowly. And I think that upper right position overall going to stay safe, unburrowed there. Actually didn't lose a single lurker. I thought he was going to at least lose 1 lurker. He's going to lose that, as I say, that to that 1 tank. But overall doing a great job of keeping position, keeping HiyA where he is. HiyA apparently thinking of expanding at the 4 o'clock position, but now here we're going to go full frontal attack from 2 sides. Lurkers and Zerg is coming in close. Tank goes down instantly. Medically is going to be forced all the way back, trying to fight back the Zerg before they manage to burrow down. Don't see the science vessel anywhere close. Don't see any scans coming. There comes the science vessel. Don't see any scans coming down there for HiyA. Oh my god, getting forced back all the way to his forward bunker at home. Bad position to be in this case right now. Ouch. Ouch. Losing all of his tanks, losing a huge amount of his forces, forcing him to fly around with a science vessel, but still not a very good position to be in. I think at this point HiyA can already start thinking of blitzkrieging him a little bit, going very heavy aggression. Is going to lose a few lurkers here, but overall HiyA has massed a lot more damage. HiyA getting with his zerglings here, going to be able to pick off some marines. Probably going to lose the most amount of those zerglings, even that lurker coming in. And HiyA can be able to at least get an attack off at that upper right hand, but I'm not altogether sure how much he's going to be able to accomplish there. Zerglings coming to support just as we speak. A lot of zerglings all over the place for HiyA with the lurkers to support as well. Here, HiyA is not going to be able to accomplish much at this upper right-hand corner at all. Not even going to deny a creep colony to come up. HiyA is still fighting engagements all over the place. HiyA has zerglings of the tons, just holding HiyA back, not killing him, just holding him back. Defiler going to get irradiated before he gets the Dark Swarm. Also going to get shot to death, irradiated and bulleted to death. Yeah, just shot to death before he can get a Dark Swarm off. And there's Scourge out there as well. But HiyA playing a great job getting his upper right hand ready. Just working on his Ultralisk Cavern. Going to continue working on his upgrades. Still think he has 1 Evo Chamber. Might want to start upgrading that to a second one. Scourge coming in. 1 side goes down. Second one manages to survive. But HiyA overall still taking a lot of damage. HiyA doing a great job just playing kind of a war of attrition by Zerg here, coming in, picking off some forces, losing all of his own, suiciding a massive Zergs to pick off almost half of a controlled group of forces of HiyA, and that just every little bit of delay helps. Our lurkers waiting here at the upper right hand. Zerglings coming in from the back to support when the time comes. No Nidus Canals critically for Hero. No Nidus Canals. Working on one right now. Is it going to be able to come up? I don't think there are enough forces out here for HiyA. Zergling's going to come in, going to be able to surround, get to those Marines, and pick them off. Not enough of an assault for HiyA, so Hero doing a great job. Hero's a guy that I feel hasn't lived up to the hype that he had back in the day. And he had a nice OSL run a couple of seasons ago, got to the semifinals if I remember correctly. But other than that, he hasn't really accomplished that much. He's a solid player, but he's a player that still has a lot of untapped potential, which he hasn't really shown as well as I feel he has. He was touted as a very, very promising young Zerg. Science was going to, yeah, there we go, radiate the Zerg, the Defiler. That Darkstorm is going to come up, though, and these Marines are going to be forced to retreat. A lot of them die. And Hero utilizing these cracklings absolutely beautifully. Nothing but lurkers and zerglings to hold back a Terran army. HiyA should, I don't think he has his base up at the 4 o'clock yet. Still only sitting on 2. Has a couple of dropships in there trying to actually utilize air now. Try to get some attacks going on Hero's base. Is finally working on that 4th. Going to get some mines going to help out against that 7th barracks on the way now as well. But a massive Zergling is going to start attacking that position just as we speak. Tank there. I think it was... Oh, Vulture's going to get... So a bunch of those Zerglings got completely annihilated by mines, but still enough to force the cancel. And HiyA now in a lot of trouble. Not managing to get his 3rd base up. Playing against a Zerg player who has 4 bases, and one of those is a double gas. 4 base and 4 gas. Do see those Ultras out there. Carapace 3 upgrades. Still don't have any weapons upgrades, but at this point don't really think it matters. Those Ultras just there to soak up the hits, and as soon as their Ultra-specific upgrades kick in, this is going to be insane. There's just not much, I feel, that that HiyA is going to be able to do to fight Hero back. And they irradiate some Ultras here, and radiate a few of them, but going to lose the Science as Dil, so the Ultras are trying to come in close, do every little bit of damage they can because they're all irradiated. Got to try to utilize their little bit of life left, just irradiating those Marines. Have full upgrades on those Carapace now, and weapons 1, so those Ultras are already becoming quite effective. Just killing as many Marines as they can with irradiate before they themselves perish. Could have almost managed a nice Mandrake there, but not quite. HiyA going to get spotted on the drop. There is a base in the low left position, but I'm not even sure if HiyA knows about that, or maybe he just canceled his flight there just because of the fact that he maybe spotted the Overlord. But no, it does seem like he's going for the natural or the main right here. But those drops are going to get spotted by yet another Overlord, and the Scourge are at the ready. Here's completely prepared for this, and HiyA looking like he's in a lot of trouble. Really behind. 5th base now up. Ultras helping defense, and Sunken's on the way. Also Nidus Canals. Ultras and Cracklings now milling around the map. This drop getting completely spotted. HiyA like, oh no, Scourge all over the place. 1 dropship, 2 dropship, 1 Marine comes down. That's not going to be alive for very long at all. And, oh man, only thing HiyA, he hasn't lost as many Science Vessels as I thought he would have. He hasn't lost as many as, to make the position too horrible for him, but still, look at the economy that Hero has. Look what HiyA has. HiyA hasn't even gotten a 3rd base going yet. Has almost a fully upgraded Terran army, but against Ultras with full Carapace upgrades, not going to be too big of a help. Science Vessels dying there. Medic Marines, last Medic Marines trying to protect that 4th base up from HiyA, but I think as soon as this gets penetrated, that's going to be Lurkers coming in for back to support as well. There's Ultras being raided, being more of a mess than anything else. HiyA's going to hold for now, but still very much from fighting from behind, trying to desperately get back into this game. Finally getting maybe some mining done at this 4th base. Still no gas, still in a horrible position. Trying to desperately get some troops out there to do something, but horribly mined out, horribly lacking resources at this point. While Hero has pretty much everything. Maneuverability, resources, troops. He can just throw those Ultras out there, and finally HiyA GG's, knowing that even if he continued to fight back, the situation would be completely hopeless. So Hero going to come out here with the win, going on to the winner's match. And I'm going to go and bring you guys the 2nd set to find out who joins Hero in the winner's match and who joins our friend HiyA in the losers. GG guys, wrenching out this listening. Hope you enjoyed. See you soon enough.